Honestly, like, we've been singing for the past two podcasts already.
Yeah.
It didn't rain last time.
No, it didn't rain at that time. But like, do you still wanna sing?
I always want to sing. Always.
Well,
Well,
okay.
hello, welcome again to the Acapella group, the unofficial Acapella group
We're
of
not
UP
singing
AME
this time though.
Yeah, we're not singing this time.
I'm so angry about this.
You can sing in the next podcast, fine.
Fine.
There.
So soon today. So, hi, good afternoon, guys, and once again, welcome to the AME's official podcast, AME After Hours. I'm Angelica,
I'm Ian.
This is Eric.
and today we have a special guest.
Hi, I am Troy. I am an alumnus of UP AME.
Yay! First AME alum as a guest for this sem.
For this sem.
Yeah, for this time.
So yun, hey guys, welcome back to AME After Hours. There's more people now, unlike last time where there was only two of us.
We tried.
We tried our best.
Although, what transpired after that week that I was not here was that I got a sprained ankle and it still hurts right now.
At least we're all sitting down.
Ganba rin. Thank you for climbing 5 flights of stairs to our recording room.
No,
That's
it
correct.
happened like at the start of this week, so it doesn't hurt that much anymore.
You should sprain the other ankle para balance.
Stop it! We've been doing that for a while now.
So rude.
I don't think that's how sprains work.
You don't have to balance them. But anyway.
So, talking about incidents that happened last week, wow, what a nice segue. So, last week's podcast, we talked about how the summer anime season has finally ended. Well, most of it has finally ended. And we looked back at some really old anime close to our hearts, and that really incites our nostalgia. But for this podcast, it's time to move on from the past and look forward to the future. Today,
Wow.
we're gonna talk about Fall Anime 2019. Now, in case you guys don't know, Fall Anime usually happens at the first week of October until around the second or third week of December.
Yes.
It's the anime that concludes our years. So, from past experiences, how has Fall Anime usually treated you guys?
Usually there are, like every fall season, there's at least one or two big titles. So that's a way to end the year maybe.
Like, what's the stereotype for fall anime? Is it like the ones that make you cry? Like Shigatsu no Kimi no Uso?
I don't
is it?
think
Or
there's
was
a
that summer?
stereotype.
That was in spring, I think.
That's what it's spring.
It's April.
Well,
I can't remember.
I don't know.
I remember from year.
but wasn't Gob Slayer that's fall?
Oh, last year?
Fall last year. I think so.
That was actually
I
iconic.
think.
Yeah.
Although it was more than one crew, was it? In Goblin Slayer.
Hmm?
Was it only one crew?
Yeah,
It was one core.
Hi guys, we have a podcast where we talk about Goblin Slayer. Please give it a listen. Nice plug.
Just scroll up.
Just scroll up, scroll down, however our YouTube layout works. Well, anyway,
They probably changed it already.
yeah, probably change it already again. Because YouTube. Hi YouTube, if you're listening. So anyway.
Monetized.
Well,
We don't
personally for
monetize
me,
anyway.
We're
well, since we're mostly college students, fall anime is really special because it's the anime season that's really close to finals and really close to our freedom to moving towards our holidays.
So it's either what distracts you from finals
Yeah.
or what you use as a reward for finals.
Yeah, usually use them as rewards for finals.
Usually.
Like I remember,
Ha! I graduated already.
Okay.
oh yeah, we have one graduate here.
One.
One.
He has to be he's an alumni.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, 2 fall seasons ago, we had Haikyuu and Yuri on Ice at the same time. It was the best fall season ever.
Oh.
But a very eventful fall season.
Yeah.
Wait, so is fall the gayest season of them all?
But freeze in summer.
And I would argue that Valentine's is gay.
That's a good
but,
point.
But anyway, let's stop talking about anime that already happened. Let's talk about anime that will happen or is about to happen. So we're gonna talk about the anime we're looking forward to in the fall anime season. So first of all, let's start with the one and only Boku no
No.
Wrong anime.
Wrong.
season 4. Yay! Fourth season na nila!
Are they still fighting? I swear.
Fighting.
What? Fighting?
Who's fighting?
Bakugan.
I
Deku.
mean, their relationship progressed a little bit. Like, well, their fighting is more of a
It's
like
more
a
of a
proper
rivalry.
rivalry type of
Ever
fighting.
since they
now.
became a dormitory type of school.
No.
No, ever since like
Ever since they
ever
fought.
since they fought
They
like
fought the second
like
time.
at full strength with each other.
And they broke like another
And they
area.
broke and they cut curfew, guys.
Yeah.
They got punished
Please
for
follow
it.
your curfew, guys.
Please
Huwag
follow your
tularan.
curfew, guys. Anyway, season 4 is mostly gonna focus about the villains, specifically the League of Villains and their encounters with this guy named Overhaul, which I'm really looking forward to because I don't know, Overhaul is a pretty, well, he's a pretty, I don't know how to describe Overhaul, but he's
He's pretty.
he's pretty.
Wait, really?
He's pretty, but you can't see his face.
Not quite.
Not
He is depicted as a traditional Japanese yakuza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not pretty.
So,
But he
he's
doesn't
stuck in the
have
past.
he doesn't have tattoos. Yeah, I
He
think
doesn't.
we haven't seen actually his back because that's typical of yakuza culture. The amount of tattoos we have the back.
Dragons or lions or
Yeah,
stuff.
we haven't actually seen Overhaul topless.
I mean, in the manga,
Oh,
he's
God,
always
yeah.
like
Yeah,
heavily
he's al-
clothed.
yeah, he's
so-
always-
We haven't seen Overhaul topless, but we do see him armless. So, spoiler alert!
Oof.
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 Uh,
Anyway.
Armless? He cut off it. This is
Oh.
no.
Let's not.
Well, for the manga readers, you already know.
You
what's
already
happening.
know what happened.
Manga readers
dear
are laughing
manga
right now.
readers.
Anime readers are, what?
So, I don't know. I think like, and Char already said it earlier in the Tambayan na there's a focus in the villains this season, which is
I'm not sure if they're gonna reach it because the overhaul arc is actually pretty substantial.
No, I think that's the main focus of season 4 because that's where the promos are all coming from. It'd be very weird if they didn't focus on it.
yeah. But what's always been interesting about Boku no Hero Academia for me is they build on the world of heroes talaga, like very in depth. What is being a hero as an occupation or being a hero as a duty and all the nuances between that. And this season we're really gonna talk about the villains talaga, how heroes wouldn't even exist if there were no villains. So I guess it's okay na mag-focus naman sa villains this time around because they're still a big part of the story. So I feel like we need to understand their motivations behind them being a villain so that mas holistic yung understanding natin of the entire Boku no Hero Academia story.
For those reading the manga, you know what villain arc that we are talking about. I think it
Not
might
the
be
latest
at,
one.
I think it might be at the end of season 4 or maybe they might save it for season 5. I mean the Boku no Villain Academia arc. That's very, very long.
Oh my god.
Very long arc about villains. And yeah, I get your point. It's Boku no Hero Academia, not Boku no Villain Academia.
I mean, that was a fun pun, but you know, it got old.
But still,
It's
yun,
also
yun,
fun.
the concept of rooting for the villains. I don't know. It's an interesting thing to study for me kasi, well, in anime or in real life, there's not a lot of division between the bad guys and the good guys talaga.
Yeah.
Everything's just a gray area. And I think, I don't know, maybe with the villain arc, Boku no Hero Academia will explore that gray area between what heroes should do and what the villains are trying to do. Also, we'll get to see Eri-chan. Eri-chan! I love you.
We'll get to
I will
cover.
protect you.
For those who are reading the manga, if you want to read the gray area more, there's Vigilantes, Boku no Hero Vigilantes.
Actually.
Yeah. I mean, Stain pa lang. Stain is already a very, very gray area character.
So it's like Batman, but there's more heroes than just Batman.
And I think Stain will be more comparable to like Bruce Wayne, to Thomas Wayne. You
yeah.
know, you guys know that Elseworld where Bruce
Yeah, the
Wayne died.
Elseworld.
Yeah.
That Bruce Wayne died instead rather than
Thomas and Martha.
Thomas
So
and
his
Martha.
Martha.
dad
Parents.
became
He became Batman that shoots people in the head with guns.
Damn.
Mm.
Dark.
And yan.
So, Boku
back
no
to
Hero.
Boku no Hero.
Back to Eri.
Back to Eri. I don't know. Eri is a very, well, her backstory is really sad. I won't go too much into it, but I've been reading the manga, and I don't know. She's trying to heal, and watching her develop from the girl you're about to know in season 4 to how she is now in the manga is a very heartwarming development.
Wait, is she the
Bless.
choo girl?
The what?
The
girl?
what? The what girl?
The what?
The one that sucks the blood out of
No.
Oh, that's a toga! How dare you compare Eri to
I don't know my Hero Academia
It's okay,
characters.
it's okay.
It's a so sad.
Who's she?
Okay.
Choo choo girl.
That's one way.
That's her sound effect. She says it literally when she sucks the blood out of.
Does she?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well,
Well,
speaking of toga.
Well, you guys know that Toga's quirk is
Yun yun.
Yeah.
doppelganger. So
So who's
Oh.
Eri?
Eri is
New character.
she's a new character and
Ah.
she's a little girl under the care quotation marks of overhaul. And
We get to learn about her in season 4.
we get to learn about her in season 4. But what I really like about Eri is actually her quirk, which I personally believe is gonna be very OP if she ever develops it in the future. So yeah, this is not a
I thought
spoiler.
she was choo-choo girl.
She's not choo choo girl. She's a cute girl.
I mean, I guess there are people who also think Toga's cute, but you know.
No, to each
Beside the
their
point.
own. That's beside the
No,
point.
she's
I rather have my internal organs internal, if you know what I mean. So I don't want them external organs.
So yan, besides Overhaul and Eri, we're also gonna go more into the UA's top 3, which was already introduced at the end of season
Yes.
3. We're gonna talk about Mirio, Tamaki, and Nejire.
Nejire.
Yes.
Boy Tamaki.
Tamaki,
Relatable.
Tamaki, sunshine boy. But I know how the story is gonna go. So
Mirio is a creep boy.
Mirio
Mirio is Tintin.
cries over me.
Christopher Mirio. So yeah, really in season 4, to summarize, I guess, I'm just really looking forward to learning more about the nuances between heroship and being a villain. And then I'm looking forward to learning more about these new characters, Overhaul, Eri, the big 3, Sir Night Eye.
Sir Night
Sir
Eye,
Night
Sir Night Eye.
Eye. Sir Night Eye. Yun. As somebody who's been following Boku no Hero for a while now, it's nice to see season 4 animated.
It's been a long time coming. Although
It's
not
been-
as long
not
as
as
other
long
anime.
as other.
Is it the same studio?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
still the
it's-
same.
Okay,
studio.
so consistent part.
Still Bones.
Yeah.
But like, I guess we're gonna see more of how the villains fight this time around. Because like, if I remember correctly, in the previous seasons, the League of Villains major fight was mainly the one where the Bakugo kidnapping arc. I forgot the exact title, but that's the only time you ever see the villains fight. And then it's heroes, and now, yeah, we're gonna see the villains in action
Once more.
once more. Yeah, that's it for what I'm looking forward to. How about you, Ian? What fall anime
Did you
are
have
you
a second
looking
one? Or rotating?
Wait.
Sige. Okay, well.
well. Am I supposed to talk about my next
Yeah,
anime?
the other one.
I'm so sorry. I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, it's been a long day.
Give it a pause and then we'll just.
Yeah. So, if you guys don't know, we have a thing in the Philippines. It's called Furry Pinas. We have a furry convention in the Philippines, and it's somewhat related to the anime.
I don't
which I'm
think
gonna-
that's too uncommon. Like, there's gonna be something like that in every country that
Yeah.
Maybe.
enjoys anime.
I mean, I expect furries for who they are. I find them weird, but I respect them, as we should.
Also, I think it's slightly unique here in the Philippines that there's an overlap between furry culture and anime fans. Kasi most of the time, yeah,
They're usually separate.
They're,
is in kasi
they're more distinct.
furry is more of anthropomorphic animals.
Yeah.
I'm not sure sa other countries, pero I think they're like a distinct community most of the time. Kasi furries usually follow shows like Sonic the Hedgehog, things like that. Anime
Yeah,
communities usually have the closest thing I would say is like Monster Musume no Nichijou, which is usually Monster Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not direct furries,
But
pero
That's
different.
anthropomorphic.
It's not
Non-human.
anthropomorphic, it's monsters. Monster.
Non-human.
And wasn't there also like, it was an anime about a polar bear, I think. I forgot the title. But we had an
yung
anime about polar
Mi-
bears.
Miko, the priestess, like the shrine priestess and
I
the
can't
bear.
remember.
Oh, there's also Ikamusume, the squid girl.
There's also Uma Musume, Horse Girls.
Centaurs.
Well, the anime I'm gonna talk about in this case, it's not really girls with attributes ng other animals. It's actually actual animals who happen to be talking and acting like humans.
Oh, so they're furries.
Sure, sure.
That pause.
So the anime I'm gonna be talking about, it's called Beast Stars, like beasts and stars.
Are they idols?
I'm gonna read the summary out. So, synopsis, according to my anime list, in a world populated by anthropomorphic animals, herbivores and carnivores coexist with each other. For the adolescents of Cheriton Academy, school life is filled with hope, romance, distrust, and uneasiness. The main character is Rigoshi the Wolf, a member of the drama club. Despite his menacing appearance, he has a very gentle heart. Throughout most of his life, he has always been an object of fear and hatred by other animals, and he's been quite accustomed to that lifestyle. But soon he finds himself becoming more involved with his fellow classmates who have their own share of insecurities and finds his life in schools changing slowly. So, let's talk about Zootopia the anime.
I think based on the synopsis, I think Zootopia the anime might be an apt summary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zootopia the
Because
Carnivores,
like if
herbivores,
you
banana.
if you yeah, carnivores and herbivores, and if you look up the poster, the animals featured is the wolf and a bunny rabbit. So Judy Hopps and Nick. But like there's also from what I can see, there's 2 dogs, a deer, and the panda bear.
And bear.
And
For those who read the manga, there will be like a bear holding a bottle, presenting it towards you as the cover. I think that will be volume 3. He's the volume 3
you
cover.
read the manga.
I tried it. I gave it a shot. I'm very, I usually give mangas a shot before I decide whether I like it or not. I didn't continue it anymore, but
I guess.
I'm familiar. I read a few chapters.
Mhm.
I guess what I really like about Beastars, yun nga, the fact that it's animals. So I want to see how the story pans out in this kind of setting na it's yung the story usually about humans. We put it in the context of the animal kingdom and how that will work out. And actually, I watched the preview video na a few weeks back, and the animation's actually really nice. Like at first glance, I thought it was like almost like a murder mystery kind of anime. But like looking at the synopsis, it's more like high school life, slice of life. Pero when you watch the PV talaga, there's an ominous feeling to it. Like, baka may drama.
Wait, are they
Games.
gonna follow that that Zootopia pre-plan? I mean, if you guys know about it, it's like the original plot on Zootopia was the predators were supposed to wear these predator collars that are supposed to shock them when they feel excited, so that the herbivores feel safe.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was the
symbolism.
original pitch for Zootopia.
That's
It's
symbolism.
actually out on YouTube. If you guys are willing to look for it, you'll see like Nick wearing a collar, and one of the biggest scenes I think that animated was this little polar bear boy that celebrated his birthday, and he was awarded the Predator collar. And
Oh my
since it
God.
detects excitement, any kind of excitement,
Yeah.
so his happy birthday had to temper him down, or else he'll get shocked.
Oh
Wow.
This was the original pitch for Zootopia.
Oh no.
Damn
That,
Disney.
that is super dark. I think that's why the Disney said no.
Disney said no.
Another thing which I think compares it to Zootopia, kasi if you look it up online, yung Beastars PV, there's actually interactions between the bunny character and the wolf character. And like, if you guys know Zootopia, Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde. And it's mostly parang, it looks like the wolf is trying to protect the bunny rabbit. And, you know, I really get Zootopia vibes from it, but I'm hoping it would be different. Kasi nga, if Zootopia is usually, I mean, not usually. Zootopia was Judy, the bunny character, trying to be part of a world that's really heavy on the powers of the carnivores. Pero kasi, the focus naman on Beastars is how this carnivore, a wolf, is trying not to look scary in front of their peers. So parang, it's Zootopia, but Nick's point of view this time around.
Is it the corn artist this time?
He's not.
The wolf isn't a con artist this time.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's not
he's,
about
he's
that.
an artist. He's in the drama club.
He's in a drama club. And I don't know how that works. Wait, what are their plays about? What if they have plays about animals? Do they have to dress up as other animals?
They dress
Wait.
up as humans.
What kind of plays do they have? Do they do like Romeo and Juliet? Is Romeo and Juliet animals in their world? It's confusing. I really want to know. What do you guys do in the drama club as animals?
The world building potential.
The world building potential of anthropomorphic anime.
If they have zoos, what do they have inside the zoos?
Humans.
If they have zoos, what do they have inside the zoos?
I don't think.
Humans.
I don't.
Maybe they don't have zoos.
I don't think zoos exist as a concept.
Yeah.
maybe they wouldn't. It'd be weird.
Maybe in their concept, zoos are like, I don't know,
Or it
prisons.
or it could be like insects.
Insect.
Wait, like,
No, no.
are the insects as large? Are they to scale? Are the animals to scale, or are they like around the same size as each other?
Imagine a beetle
Well,
walking
I
around.
think
the
if I
school.
recall correctly, in Zootopia, the meat and the food they eat are either plant-based or insect-based.
So they don't actually show the carnivore side of Zootopia.
You guys are, I think a lot of you guys are familiar with the plot of Zootopia, the one shown in theaters, not the OG plot of Zootopia, that really dark plot.
Really dark one.
Damn.
But yeah, I'm wondering what's gonna be the drama about it, because they really said the carnivores and the herbivores in the summary, so maybe there is kind of like, I don't know, the division between classes again, like, are carnivores at the top? Because they're always at the top of the food chain.
They can't help it.
I have a feeling this is gonna be like some loner anime
Oh,
male protagonist.
Learner male protagonist slowly gains friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a feeling that's what happens. Because, everyone avoids him because he's a predator type of animal, and then all of his supposed characters with him.
Like he has
Aren't
big
they
teeth.
all? Yeah.
I'm already imagining a play about Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh
Little Red Riding is a little herbivore animal.
Yes.
Oh,
And the big
no.
bad wolf.
Exactly.
no! I can't believe we're
He's just
sympathizing
not
with the big bad wolf. Well, not sympathizing, but you know what I mean.
History is written by the winnies, by the survivors.
Alright.
Ganun ba?
Alright.
Alright.
Okay, so that's gonna be
Yeah.
That's
that
all
for
from
you.
Angelica.
Yeah,
Or-
that's all for me.
Okay, so I guess it's my turn. There's only like two very simple things that will make me happy whenever I watch an anime. One of them is music. So I found something that would be kind of akin to music this season. I mean, for past seasons, there's like Given, Kono Ototoma.
Cue Ian trying. The word given.
Actually, oo nga. Hindi ka ba ako guys?
Damn Ian.
I don't watch all the anime, but whenever I see a music anime, I tend to try it out, see if I like the sound that it produces. So the music anime that's gonna come out this season is Actors Songs Connection. Okay, so how the story of this thing works is there's these guys, students, that are in a secluded academy with apparently a 130-foot tall wall.
Sketchy.
So I guess it's kind of like if
They're literally
Attack on
trapping you
Titan.
in school.
if
Why are they
Attack on
imprisoned?
Titan was a dormitory and you just sang instead of fight titans.
What?
Attack on Titan's a musical.
I have so many questions.
So many questions.
Anyway, I'm not done. Okay, so also this academy is apparently autonomous with the government that governs everything in the country that it
That's even
operates
sketchier.
in.
More questions.
I thought it was just gonna be another idol anime. What is
The
this?
summary raises more questions than answers. So,
Human
yeah.
trafficking.
So
It sounds like Alice Academy to be honest.
So the academy while being autonomous already, still wants to strive for independence from the government. And so, how they try to achieve this is by inviting their students to form clubs that will join in a singing contest. How that helps them get independence, I do not understand. Maybe it gets the money. Maybe. Enough money to, just screw with all the rules that the government makes for them.
Because, is this school funded by Senator Kaiba or something?
By singing instead of cards. So yeah, and then there's because when I saw the trailer for it, there was like 3 people that will like form a main group, and then everyone else is gonna be like friends of those 3 main people. So yeah, that's about it about actors songs connection. Why are they in a school with a 130-foot tall wall? Are they gonna sing? Why are they called actors? Are they also gonna be acting? Is there gonna be a play, or is it just gonna be a singing contest? I don't know.
I mean, they're all acting that they're safe and sound. But they're actually imprisoned in a school with 130-foot walls.
This like isolationist school really reminds me of Alice Academy. If you guys don't know about Alice Academy, it's an old anime in which children have like special talents called Alices, and this school develops them. It's a pretty good anime, but it's old.
Actually, I don't think of it as Alice Academy. I think it more as Railgun. Don't they also have like
Academy City, like
So like you have
don't
the
they also have a
singing.
seclusionist academy in Academy City?
that Academy City is the exclusionist academy.
Yeah.
That entire
They just don't have the wall.
The wall.
fair enough.
So like they're singing for their survival and their freedom.
I don't think they're singing for their survival. No, the government wants to become independent. I know the
school.
academy wants to be independent from the government. They're autonomous already. So, but they get that
They
independence
want
by
their own country.
making their students join clubs that will go into a singing contest.
Oh my God, can UP do that? Can you be autonomous?
We need a
By the
wall.
way, these clubs are also
We need to build a
ranked.
wall.
These clubs are also ranked by performance.
Wow.
I don't know why.
So they're all singing clubs? Or are they like different kinds of clubs who happen to be singers?
I think it would be the latter. I still do not understand how this anime
Hip mic
works.
goes to school.
Oh my God! Hypnosis microphone.
Hypnosis like the school.
Chomoko is the government. Or it makes sense.
I just got interested in it because songs connection. It's in the title.
So
I want
wait,
to try it
are
out
the
because
groups
they're
all
incredible.
girls, all boys remix?
The characters that I saw, they were all boys. Sadly, I didn't
So
see
it
any
is hypnosis
female
microphone.
characters.
So it is
Lol.
Yeah, hypnosis.
Hypnosis
Three
microphone
people in
drop
the-
a
three people in
Hypnosis
the group.
microphone drop a new track. Please listen to it. I love it so much.
So yeah, that's actor songs connection. Do you want to ask anything more from this
I
anime
think
that
we
will
have
not
to.
be
I think
answered?
we have to watch it because
Yeah,
the premise
there's too many
itself-
questions.
We have too many questions, and I feel like they will be answered in the anime. But
Yeah.
at the same time, they're gonna bring more questions. Because holy wow,
Unless
that's
it's like
intense.
that. What anime was that? Like King of Prison. That's the anime.
Hi,
Shout out to
Diliman.
Diliman.
Shout out to
Why
Diliman.
are they ice skating? They're idols, right? Why do they have to do it on ice?
I mean, I understand.
How
the
do they
game,
not
that's-
slip?
I mean, that's the game. I
Yeah.
understand that, but the anime was completely disconnected to this.
Really?
Yes, it involved some kind of fantasy thing with rainbows and everything.
Okay.
I haven't even seen ice in the anime.
What?
The first few episodes.
There's something like they were they're under the protection of some kind of god, and for them to revere that god, they would have to dance on ice.
Okay.
B1 made me watch this,
Okay.
so I kind of understand. What?
You know.
So,
Let's move on.
Let's move on.
Okay, so yeah, I did say that singing is one of the things that make me want to watch anime. The other one, there's 2, is food, and thankfully we have 2 food anime coming out this season. I'm not sure which one is better, but probably Probably Cooking Master Boy. I don't know.
No, those are fighting words.
Yeah, but there's two of them. There's like
Here
Cooking
people
Master
are
Boy
trying
and Shogeki no Soma season 4. I did watch. I think I watched 1, 2, 3. I couldn't remember what happened in the third one.
By the third one, they did that look over.
Yeah, it was a competition already, right?
Yeah,
Like,
there was one cook-off.
strongest 10 of the academy, and Soma's team has to beat them, something like that.
Yeah.
That was where the plot went. And then, are they gonna continue that in season 4?
Yes,
Okay. Is it just gonna be that, and then
I'm not sure about
the
that.
end?
Well, spoilers for those who haven't read the manga. Right after I think I think a lot of people already know where the first few arcs for the fourth season will go.
Yeah.
This will be the cook-off between Soma's group and the remaining Elite 10.
Yeah, the
Or-
ones who haven't been defeated yet.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
called the Rebels versus
There's
the
still
Academy.
7 of
Yes.
them.
Yeah.
Seven.
I think the cook-off between the remaining Elite 10 will probably take the entire season.
Okay.
Because for those who are reading the manga, right after the Elite 10 arc, there is only one arc left.
Yeah, and then
That's
the manga
the
ends.
last
No?
Yeah, then the manga ends.
The manga ended then. No?
The manga's already over.
Yeah, manga's complete.
No, we're disappointed.
Sorry
Not
for
people
that.
were fine with it. It mainly because I think me personally, I just didn't like the antagonist of the last arc. I think he feels forced.
Okay.
He feels forced that this person should be the antagonist. I don't know.
I guess we'll find out soon.
It's a major spoiler, so I can't say who the antagonist is for the final arc of Shokugeki no Soma, but he's not my favorite character.
I see.
Let's
Alright.
just say that.
Well,
So,
that was only one of the 2 anime that I was mentioning about
So
food. That was
how
Cooking
are
Master
you
Boy.
gonna compare Cooking Master Boy with Shokugeki?
I guess
Shokugeki has
it's always
Chinese
gonna
food.
be about the food because that's what I mentioned. It's like and along with the
I
food, it's
guess.
like how they will, I guess, react to the food.
Ancient.
I mean, we know how
How people
Shokugeki.
react to the
Yeah,
food,
I mean,
I mean, you got
us younger generation will know how Shogeki no Soma does their food reactions. You
Are we
know,
young?
have you what?
Silence.
Do you still remember Cooking Master Boy? I only remember it vaguely.
I
I don't.
thought you
Well-
knew. I haven't
Well,
watched.
as all of the Shokugeki fans know, there in Shokugeki no Soma, you strip when you feel like great food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Cooking Master Boy, you have a band playing traditional Chinese instruments when you taste great food.
Oh my god.
That says in Chinese characters, delicious.
So they're both extra.
But apart from
kinds of
that,
food
isn't there
anime?
like it's like some other over the top reactions that it's not stripping? It's like someone
No.
just guzzles up everything. There's just
There's
one guy
actually-
who guzzles up all of the fried rice.
Yes. However, go ahead.
So I'm not really sure how I'm gonna be grading which food anime is gonna be the better anime, but I would still like to remember how I actually like Cooking Master because I really liked it as an anime before, back when it was still airing in ABS-CBN or something like that.
So how about the summary of Cooking Master Boy? So where do they leave off? Do they start at the very beginning? Like is it a complete reboot?
Oh, apparently from the trailer, or apparently from Mal, they said that it would be starting from the underground society. Right? Something like
If
that.
it's a bit vague because the first time the Underground Society was actually mentioned by name, and don't quote me on this because it's been a long while since I watched it. The first time that the Underground Society was mentioned by name is when May's father, the redhead, fought another chef that he beat in his youth,
Uh-huh.
and they had a cook-off, and he got poisoned. And
Oh,
now took over.
no.
You got poison during the cook-off?
It's an underground cooking society, so they cheat.
They have no
Oh wow.
rules.
They have no rules. So I think this was the first time that in the anime, this was the first time that the underground cooking society was mentioned. If they're gonna start off with that, that means we're not going to see the cooking, the master chef
From-
exam.
I actually saw the trailer. They showed me in bedridden or something.
If that's the case, they're probably. I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna start off with the Mask Chef arc, in which May's father, I can't remember his name, but I distinctly recall a lot of people call him Hot.
But the most important question for me is, will this have the dragon shawmai?
The Dragon Shomai, is this the Shomai that starts rising up by itself?
Yes, because
No.
of two. There's
The Dragon
Shawmai.
Shomai is the confrontation between Mao and the Dumpling Brothers. This actually occurred before his Master Chef exam.
Okay.
Since this is the Master Chef arc, Mao is already a Master Chef.
Okay.
So if they're gonna start with this, that means we're not gonna see the Master Chef exam arc. We're not gonna see Mao's youth. So sorry, Golden Fried Rice fans, you're not gonna see it in HD.
It's so sad. I'm not gonna see a fat man gobble up some golden fried rice.
Well, actually, that might
From like
we
a
might
bit-
still
from
we
like
might
under
still
the
see
table.
that, mainly because that's actually after his Master Chef exam.
Okay,
So we might see that,
maybe.
but it's actually before the Master Chef arc, so we don't know if we're gonna see it.
Okay.
So it really depends on where they're gonna start off. Me personally, I would like to see the Master Chef exam because that's actually one of the best arcs because it introduces his rival slash friend Faye. He's a pretty boy with long brown hair.
Nice.
Gay.
Hello. Wait, so how would the
I call
cook-offs-
gay.
how would the cook-offs in Cooking Master Boy and the food battles
Oh,
in Shokugeki no Soma compare?
I think it's more theatric when it comes to Cooking Master Boy because China and martial arts and stuff. So they're gonna be like
Martial
very-
arts, the food.
Yeah,
Chop
they
the vegetables.
throw it and then they chop it up when it's on the air, then it falls on the
Chops it with a
plate,
I see, I
cleanly
see.
sliced. It's like
With plating.
with plating,
plating.
yeah, with
Yeah.
plating, and sometimes they even do it on like whole pigs. They throw the whole pig and then they chop it up while it's on the air, and then it falls on the plate and it has plating. It's like what the heck?
So Shokugeki no Soma actually more realistic in that regard, ironically.
Yeah. The most over the top Shokugeki no Soma is like how they just react to the food and everyone just strips whenever they
I guess.
Also another limitation, since Cooking Master Boy is set in ancient China, expect Chinese food.
Yeah, Chinese. That's all. It's really gonna be Chinese food, but we'll see. We'll see who makes the better food this season.
That means we're gonna, if they're gonna start with the underground cooking society arc, that means we're gonna see the laughing dim sum.
Oh no!
Shells laughing.
Oh no.
I thought
What?
that was a nightmare fuel for someone in the Oregon or.
It was a scary laugh too.
Well, I have questions, but okay. I'll just
Okay, let's just move on. Okay, how about you, Ian? Let's talk about your recommendations for the season.
Well, but I'm actually planning to watch maybe like 5 anime next season. But
Oh, wow, that's a
I have
lot.
time. Kunwari may time ako.
Thesis mo.
Wala pa akong thesis. Okay, Angelica Fry. So out of the 5 anime or so I'm planning to watch this year, I'm only going to talk about 2. And the first one is Sword Art Online, Alicization.
Food!
Yeah, okay, I hear the booing already, but hear me out.
Here we are.
Well, the first part of
I said
Alicization, one of the most prominent things that it did actually was that it kind of distanced itself from what Sword Art Online was before. Because according to
The rumor has it. The author of Sword Art Online wanted to write a new story that is fantasy based, but the publisher said no. Keep writing Sword Art Online.
it's too popular. Don't let go of our money.
Yes.
I have an idea. Let's use the sci-fi to make a fantasy story.
Yeah, so that's basically what he did. So he basically isekai Kirito again, but in a fantasy world this time.
To be honest, I kind of want him to keep writing Axel World, but I don't know if Axel World is ever going to continue.
Is it on
I
hiatus?
mean,
Yeah, it's on hiatus.
That's sad.
I'm okay with how Axel World's anime ended, but like the animation was good, so I don't know. I want.
Yeah, it was animated by Sunrise.
Yeah.
That's how good Axel World was. The thing is, it's still a cliffhanger in the light novel. There's so many questions unanswered, and he focused on Sword Art Online rather than Axel World. I don't know if I should
The
be happy or
publishers.
not, because if he continued and it started to suck, I would be sad.
Oh no!
But I don't want to know what happened.
Pressure from publishers is a big thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least he managed to find a loophole somewhere there. He made Sao into a fantasy.
Story.
The fantasy story. So yeah, basically, Alicization features the first time that Kirito's like deuteragonist is actually not a girl that he can fall in love with.
It's a guy he can fall in.
Depends on what classic put on, guys.
Mine are on too tight.
Anyway, so but I actually didn't like what they eventually did with his character, with Kirito's deuteragonist
Oh,
character.
with
But
Yu-Gi-Oh?
yeah, with Yu-Gi-Oh, with Yu-Gi-Oh actually.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Not Yu-Gi-Oh.
Copyright.
He's not a duel master.
Copyright. You go.
Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh, damn it.
Something.
Oh,
Whatever his
oh my
name
God,
is.
sorry.
Curse jar.
Oh yeah, you
yeah,
were
we talked about last week.
Do we have a first year now?
You want to start?
I thought you were starting this session.
Yeah, we were supposed to, but like I don't have an actual jar with me right now.
And you don't actually have rules for it.
I don't have rules for it yet.
Alright,
Yeah.
moving on. So Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay, so going on.
Yeah, basically his character arc ends in the first part of Alicization. So based on what the trailers showed us, the second part of Alicization picks up straight from where we left off, that cliffhanger from part 1, where basically Kirito's in a coma again. So he's in a double coma now.
So he's in a coma in the real world, and he's
Yeah.
in a coma in Alicization.
Yeah, in the fantasy world of Alicization.
So you are
Because plot oh,
don't start.
Get damn it.
it's plot.
So that means you are comatose in your comatose in your coma dream.
Yeah, well, it's actually not clear what exactly happened to Kirito, but basically because on the trailer, Alice basically has to carry him around, and he's basically a lifeless doll. So it's like he's in a double coma. But
Or,
he
you
doesn't
know,
seem to be dead yet because
Maybe
she's in
he
Japan.
did. You know, he's not dead. He has plot armor.
Not enough plot armor to not be in a double coma.
Yeah.
The thing is, how is he getting sustenance when he's in a coma? There is no intravenous.
There is.
There is.
There
He's in a medical facility in the real world.
Yeah.
No. I mean, in.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. His real body is getting.
His real
sustenance.
body is fine. His real body.
He's gonna go back into
So,
rehab again.
yeah, his real body is in a coma, his virtual body is in a coma, so we just don't know where Kirito is.
Wait, if your virtual body is in a coma and he wakes up, does he have to go into rehab? Does his virtual body have to go into a rehab?
That's my question. Maybe they'll answer it, we don't know.
The question.
But basically, I'm looking forward to the aspect that the next part of Alicization might focus on Alice, Muna for once. Because in the past,
He's in the title, man.
yeah, for once, it seems like the better Sao arcs after the first Sao arc are the ones that don't really focus on Kirito.
Yeah. True.
Well, yeah, if you guys notice that the Sao arcs that are worth watching or like are very good are usually the ones that are not focused on Kirito. The best example for me is Mother's Rosario.
I cried on that. On a Sao anime.
Yeah, because there's no Kirito.
You get to cry, you get
No,
to
there
feel
was a
things.
Kirito.
Yeah, because
At the
but he
side
was
At the side.
yeah, and he Dukes Ex Machina at the end.
Yeah.
Dukes Ex Kirito.
Dukes Ex Kirito. That's so apt.
Well, in fairness to Kirito's characterization, he's I think mainly it's my own personal reading of the Sao light novel. Kirito was written to be a reader insert. You're supposed to insert yourself into Kirito. That's why he's blind.
Yeah, he's intentionally bland.
He's intentionally blind. Unlike Axel World, wherein Haruki is a character on it himself.
Yeah.
Mainly because he's not supposed to be a reader insert.
Yeah.
Kirito is a read. Now, from my reading of the Sao light novels, Kirito is a reader insert. Like all of those, for those who have played visual novels, visual novel protagonists are at times bland because you, the reader, is supposed to insert yourself into the shoes of the protagonist.
And this is what isekai light novels also try to portray.
Yeah, that's why all
Those are the next
that's why
steps.
all isekai light novel protagonists have noticed they're all traditional Japanese men.
Yeah.
Like black hair, neat, or
Traditional Japanese men neat.
not really. No, like the modern Japanese man at
Yeah,
the
yeah.
moment. So they're either working,
They're
overworked,
salarymen.
stressed, salarymen. They have black hair and have baggy eyes. Like all of them are
All of
almost
them are puyat.
all of them are almost like that.
Yeah.
It's actually
Some of them are younger, but they're still black hair.
yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. That most isekais, not all, most isekais are reader inserts.
Mhm.
You're supposed to be the protagonist, you as the. That's why sometimes it does not translate well into anime, in
Mhm.
which the character has to stand up on his own. Which is why Shield Hero is very good because now Fumi is his own character. He's not a reader insert.
He's not an insert.
He's not a
Okay.
reader insert.
Haven't
She's
tried.
angry
Haven't
all-
tried it yet.
she's angry all the time.
If you guys want older isekais, there's like Fushigi Yuki, Vision of Escaflowne, and I think the most popular one will be Ray Earth. Yeah,
Magic Knight Rear.
What?
Yeah, Magic Knight Ray Earth.
Mm.
If you guys notice, these are old anime. Isekai is not a new genre.
It's not. It's
Digimon
just
is
it's got.
isekai.
Well, it just got more popular recently.
Digimon is
My own personal theory on that, the reason why Isekai is so popular because our current world sucks and we want to leave.
Guys, Digimon
I
is
mean,
isekai
Big Moon.
too. Digimon is isekai too.
Technically,
But anyway, back to Sao.
Yeah,
So,
we'll talk about Sao, I'm sorry.
Okay. Anyway, I really hope that at least the second part will wrap things up nicely.
Mm.
And then, yeah, second part siya, no, two
I
purs
haven't
pa
actually read the second half of the Alice Edition novel,
Mhm.
so I'm not sure how it ends. So, do you think they will complete the Alice Edition arc?
I think they would. Kasi,
It's in the trailer.
when Alicization was first announced, it was really announced for like 4 so like 1 year worth of episodes. I think they really plan to do the whole thing.
Is the books over? Kasi I'm not sure. I'm not.
Alam ko,
updated.
tapos na yung light novels.
Are we finally getting Axelrod back?
Or finally.
Hopefully,
But yeah, hopefully, I wonder actually how they're going to tie it up. Because at the moment, there are like two plots going on in the real world and in the virtual world.
I already know how they tie up Kirito gets a harem.
no, stop.
Yeah, but
no.
part of that harem is in the
Way out.
virtual world. They won't have real bodies.
Exactly.
We'll have
it's
to delete them.
So technically, it's not cheating.
Wow.
That's the easy way out.
Wow, but I hope they don't really go that, just go that simple way. Anyway,
or you know,
Yu-Gi-Oh gets a harem.
but Yu-Gi-Oh.
or you know, they may actually fulfill one of those popular theories. Since the author of Axelrod and Sao are the same person, they can lead Sao into Axelrod and how to
Yeah.
develop it.
Alicization
It's one of the more
into
popular
Axelrod.
theories in Axelrod that Sao is the past of Axelrod.
I mean, there are a lot of references to it.
Alicization is Alicization is the past of the Axel world, the versatile world. Yeah, versatile world.
Yeah, maybe.
Big think.
Because it's activated in a accelerated amount. Oh, it happens much
because
faster. than
Underworld, the
your
name
real
of the
world.
virtual world in Alicization, is
Yeah.
runs on accelerated time.
Mm.
Oh, wait. It's all, if I recall correctly, the accelerated world of Axelrod is also called Underworld.
Okay,
It
it's
is?
all coming together. now.
Underworld, really?
It's referred to as the Underworld.
It's coming
Oh,
together.
no.
now.
It's coming together.
It's
are,
referred to.
are we going to Axelrod?
Are we finally gonna be able to go to Axel?
By the end of Alicization, biglang enter Haruki. Oh my god.
Well, if you believe these are another bunch of fan theories that Kuriyuki Hime. Well, to be honest, I think Kuriyuki Hime is just a genderbend Kirito with characterization.
Well,
But
make
if
an argument, I
yeah,
guess.
but if you believe the fan theories, Kuriyuki Hime is supposed to be the daughter of Kirito. Considering she actually
I
mimics
thought
a
there
lot
was
of
supposed to
her.
be another guy that's supposed to be the son of Kirito
I have no idea.
where did you get this?
from
Where
the
did-
wiki.
Uh,
Axel world.
Oh.
Well, yeah, another thing, mainly because Kuriyuki Hime actually uses Kirito's techniques, Starburst Stream,
Yeah, Starburst Stream.
Twin Sword
Actually,
techniques.
the four
Ah.
blade thing.
Yeah,
Vertical.
The square
vertical
slashes.
square, yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
vertical square. So Kuriyuki Hime actually uses sound techniques. So
These references, making the connections.
Hopefully they do get connected.
Hopefully.
We'll see in Sao. We'll see what happens.
Yes.
At the end of the 2 cours that are remaining. So actually, the other anime I'm going to talk about is also a music anime, like what Eric,
Yeah.
except less sketchy, I guess.
I'm telling you,
We have
I'm
questions
just
more.
as surprised as you are about it. I'm just as curious as you are about it.
Yeah, but this anime, like Sao, is also a continuation of a season that already came out.
I was gonna
in
take
spring.
this if you weren't gonna take it.
Hmm?
I was gonna take this and talk about it if you weren't gonna talk about
Yeah,
it.
but too
So this-
bad.
Wait, come on, talk about it. I want to hear you talk about it because I want to see some more people talk about it.
Yeah, but okay, for those who didn't pick it up in the spring season, Kono Tatamare is about a high school club that
Yes,
it's
I'm
basically
very excited
that
about
trope where in a high school club they're all graduating third years except for one person. So when the third years graduate, he's left there by himself and has to become the president.
Oh no.
So
Is this Ria's effort from him?
Forced
The anime.
responsibility. Sorry, Pan.
It's okay.
Sorry, Angelica.
It's okay, I'm proud you guys graduated.
So the story starts with the president,
Don't worry,
being alone in his koto club and trying to find new members. But then one of the first members that actually shows interest in his club is Chika Kudo, who is known as a delinquent who put other people in the hospital when he was in middle school. Yeah, and then shenanigans from there. The president kind of gets bullied for trying to continue the club by himself,
Surprisingly
pushing
not by
club
Chika.
room. Huh?
Surprisingly not by
Yeah, not by Chika, because Chika wants to join.
By other
he wants to
bullies,
continue the
apparently.
club. But other people are seeing it as a waste of time. Sorry. Other people are seeing it as a waste of time because the club doesn't really have any members anymore. It doesn't have enough members to continue. So they want him to give up the club room so that other clubs can use it as their club room. But then
Or tambayan.
yeah. So flash forward to the end of season 1 where they give us a really, really bad cliffhanger. The club has actually managed to get through their first tournament.
Yeah.
There's tournament arc, and it's weird actually. Yeah, there's tournament arc, but actually the weird part is at the end of the season, pa introduce yung karamihan ng rivals. So they're actually shown in the opening, but then before they introduce, they're blacked out. So sa last episode lang sila naging lahat shown in the opening. Like, wow.
And the season ended.
And then the season ended.
Come to think of it, that was
So the season actually, the exact note the season ended on was right after their performance. They didn't even get the reaction of the audience.
Yeah.
So was it good? Did the audience like them? Were they actually going to get a decent score?
They had mistakes
And then
though.
season 2, yeah, they had mistakes. So season 2 will continue from that reaction, and then hopefully we'll see the rest of their journey to nationals.
Yeah.
It's always about nationals.
It's always about nationals. They want to go to nationals.
It's always about a newly established club with not a lot of members and a failing reputation going to nationals to reclaim their reputation.
Is this Haikyuu?
Is this like you? Is this Prima Toby? Is this Kuroko na Basket?
When you say the summary, I was expecting something like K-On.
No, it's not that comedic. I mean, there is some comedy, but it's not that comedic. It's not that pointless.
Yeah, but there's future K-On. I mean, Azusa is gonna be alone because all 4 of the original protagonists are gonna grab it at the same time.
Oh no.
Oh no. But did it get there?
Well,
No, it never got there.
They
They
created
didn't want to go there.
it will be too hard for us.
Yeah, but unlike the other anime you mentioned where, they're trying to reclaim their reputation, the club in Otokomare never really had a reputation to begin with. Like the last time they actually never got to nationals, I think.
Yeah, they only got to regionals and
Yeah, they got to
didn't
regionals.
they did really bad at it.
They did really bad. So it's not really about reclaiming reputation, it's about making the reputation in the first place.
I haven't watched the first season, so what kind of music do they play?
Koto music. Like
They
Japanese
use-
traditional instrument.
It's kind of like a
So-
shamisen, but more rectangular.
So are they like Wagaki band? If you guys,
Not sure.
A what?
Wagaki band?
They all use
there
the
is
same.
a
they all use the koto.
there is actually a rock and roll Japanese band that
Oh.
uses traditional Japanese instruments to play rock and roll.
Oh wow.
But then the shamisen is a held instrument.
Mm.
The koto is an instrument that you lay down.
Mm.
So it's kind of laid down like a xylophone, but it's a string instrument.
That doesn't
Ah, yeah.
stop.
Then you pluck it.
That didn't stop them. There is actually a real life band that uses traditional Japanese instrument, including shamisen, taiko drums, to play rock and roll. And they're gonna be playing at the Tokyo Olympics.
Oh, that's so cool.
Good for them.
Bring
So
the
I was
band.
actually when I heard Koto, are they gonna like be the backing band? the anime?
No,
they're not gonna sing.
They're not gonna rock it out.
No. And they all only use the koto, so
Yeah, it's still the more traditional type of koto playing, where you really are an ensemble. And then, although the pieces they play, not all are classical.
yeah.
There's some
There
classical,
are
there's
more
some more,
modern
more
songs.
contemporary songs.
But yeah, it's kind of like an orchestral setting, but everything is just kotos. There's no other instruments.
And it's really, it's really interesting to see all their character arcs and how they continue with Chika finally accepting that he's worthy.
Am I worthy?
And then with si Satowa.
I've noticed
With
that.
Satowa
I
trying-
noticed it's getting popular again. You know, the delinquent trope. I've noticed recently some trends in anime right now. The delinquent trope is starting to get popular again.
With Bakugo.
Yeah, actually. But aside from
Actually, even in Kimetsu no Yaiba, there's also a delinquent there. Inosuke.
Exactly. The delinquent trope is starting to get popular again.
Kimetsu no Yaiba.
So it's one of my favorite tropes because usually the delinquent is usually one of the most complex characters in most series. For example, there's one character in Oran High School Host Club. There's actually one delinquent there. He's actually very funny to watch.
Was he in the anime? No.
Yes, he's in the anime. He was in the anime. He actually believed that Haruhi was a dude, and he fell in love with Haruhi as a dude. He only understood later that Haruhi was a girl.
And then he was like, nope.
No.
Was he?
Yeah, he was actually attracted to Haruhi as Haruhi, regardless
Wow.
of gender.
Nice.
Wow.
We stand. Oran High School Host Club was ahead of its time. But anyway, actually, aside from Chika, the delinquent character in Kono Totomare, the other prominent character is Satowa. So she's basically the daughter
Satowa
of
Shoujo.
No.
No.
She was the daughter of two people. Her parents kasi run a very famous Koto school, so she was their prodigy daughter.
Go to school.
Yeah, Koto school.
Go to
No.
school.
Yes, where they study the
We're in school now, so we don't have to koto school. Because we're already in school.
Stop this.
Is that the title for this podcast? Because we don't have a fun title yet.
Koto school.
No, I didn't put a fun title to that
Yeah.
one.
Oh well.
So are we putting Koto School as the title?
Good.
Is there an anime where I get to leave school?
Leave school, yeah.
Leave school, the anime.
I mean, there are anime where the characters
Maybe.
graduate.
If we're gonna go with pun, how about a school that cooks ribs? So it's called Rib School.
What?
What?
Damn it.
Oh.
Sorry.
So,
We didn't get it. Anyway, Satowa is her own character arc is really about detaching herself from that reputation of her parents, their expectations on her, because really it was suffocating her. The reason why she actually got into this club is because she wanted a place where she can play with people as an equal. Because growing up, since she was a prodigy, then she was daughter of these famous people, people were always so intimidated by her that when she tried to play with them, since she was at a higher level than them, apparently they would just give up and they wouldn't want to play with her anymore.
But if they're gonna go to nationals, I would just keep throwing her into the tournament if she's already a prodigy, just use her. Keep using her.
Yeah, but her character arc right now is actually that she's finally learning to play with other people, because being in a Hota ensemble requires a lot of coordination,
Yeah.
especially with the different parts that you might play, especially in solos or even duets.
Yeah, for those who are unfamiliar with Koto, there's Google link somewhere, search bar.
The search bar is right over there. Control T. So yeah, that's Kono Totomare.
Actually, we should have
Want more people to
Koto.
What the Hota? Yeah, Hota, yun nga, wouldn't we kind of touch upon it naman? Or okay. Sige, if it was unclear, a Hota is basically a traditional Japanese instrument. Unlike a shamisen that's held kind of like a guitar or banjo, a koto is laid down on the floor in front of you, and you pluck it. So yeah, to play the koto, yeah, you can use your bare fingers, but also you have special plucking tools?
Plectrums.
Plectrums?
Yeah, they call plectrums.
Okay, they're called black. Today I learned.
I'm familiar with platforms. I don't know what they're made of in cotton, but usually they're traditionally made with not metal because metal is too harsh on the strings. They're usually made with either horn or bone.
So, how about from our special guest?
Special guest, okay. or old, or old.
Our old guest.
Oh, okay. For me, yes, even if you're old, you can still enjoy anime. So I'm already watching the comments down there. Anyway, what I'm actually looking forward to is actually two gacha game animes. One because I really like it. Two, it's the other one is because it's a franchise I've been following since the 90s, the early 2000s. I think you already know what that other one is. It's called Fate Grand Order. Absolute Demonic Frank Babylonia. So for those who play Fate Grand Order, this arc should be part of my introduction. It's one of the best arcs in the game.
Yes.
But for those who don't play the game, the summary is Chaldea, the security organization in charge of the Grand Order, of restoring Grand Order, has finally discovered the seventh singularity and is in Babylonia. Right after Gilgamesh, the hero from the Epic of Gilgamesh, returned from his journey seeking immortality. If history played out as normal, Gilgamesh would have ruled over Uruk for a while and led it into prosperity. However, time decided to not mess things up. So Uruk, one of the foundations of humanity, is under attack by three goddesses and an absolute swarm of demonic beasts. And it's up to the people of Chaldea to stop the beasts from coming and secure the Grand Order. The main character of the anime is usually the male avatar of the Fate Grand Order. So sorry, Gudako fans, no Beast Gudako for you. So you're stuck with Fujimaru-kun. Well, he was fine, but he suffers from bland protagonist syndrome.
So if the protagonist is bland, what makes you look forward to it?
Mainly because of the servants.
Yeah,
The Fate series has always the Fate series strength has always been the interactions of heroes from different timelines, of different age, of the different histories of humanity interacting with each other. I mean, what other series do you have when you have Iskandar fighting King Arthur?
Iskandar, Alexander the Great.
Yeah, and like I mentioned, I'm a big fan of the Fate series, particularly their motherhood company, which is Type Moon. I'm a big fan of the Type Moon series in general. So this includes not only the Fate series, but it also includes Kara no Kyokai. Hi there, who actually knows Kara no Kyokai. Tsukihime, this one's even rare. Then Mahotsukai no Yoro. And this is also rare.
What's Kainayori?
Yeah,
I know that.
yeah. So yeah, they're all rare because Fate is the big flagship title of Type Moon because it's their moneymaker.
Yes.
Continuing on with the story of Babylonia, I will not spoil everything because there's a lot to be spoiled in Babylonia. But look forward to epic fight scenes. I hope there's epic fight scenes because I've seen the trailer. The animation is really good, especially for the short preview in which they showed the summoning of Galahad into Nashi.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah. If the animation quality of the entire series is something like that, this anime is something to look forward to. If it's something like Apocrypha, oh no. Yes, for those who know, yes, I also watched Fate Apocrypha, and yes, I was also disappointed.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
Sorry about that. Another anime I'm looking forward to is another gacha game. This one is Azure Lane. Now, for those who are unfamiliar with Azure Lane is the better Kanko Lane.
Ooh, shots fired.
I hear the torches burning.
Well, I'm sorry, but Azure Lane is actually a game.
Ooh. Yes, and that's what you.
The shots, I swear. We need backup.
Azure Lane, as a brief summary, I'm just gonna read it off here. Mainly because there's actually no concrete story in the game itself. It's actually told in events. So, like in Kankole, in Azure Lane, the seas are suddenly invaded by an enemy called the Sirens. They attack all of the coastal cities simultaneously in a parang unending swarm using dimensional and future technology that we can't fight with. In order to fight against them, the Azure Lane was formed. The Azure Lane is actually a union of the most powerful navies on Earth, which includes the United States, British, and initially included the Germans and Japan. As you know, Azure Lane is based on World War II. You know what happens in World War II.
Well,
So, not only there are two fronts to contend with, not only does the Azure Lane girls have to fight against the Sirens, which is an invaders, I won't spoil it, but they're invaders that came from
another dimension?
Mars?
Or another
not
planet?
quite.
Planet.
No. They're actually no. It's a major spoiler, but well,
Okay.
most fans already
came
know.
somewhere.
Well, so might as well say it. The Sirens actually came from the future.
Oh.
They are actually a iterative type of enemy. They keep traveling back to the past, beating up humanity, then traveling back again in order to get stronger and stronger and stronger. They're literally trying to defeat humanity through iteration.
Wow.
Well,
That's
anyway,
so meta.
so in Azure Lane, not only do you have to defeat the Sirens, who, by the way, in the game, in universe lore, has already conquered 90% of the world's oceans.
Wow, that's a
90.
big area.
Yeah. Versus you as the Azure Lane, which is a union with the United States Navy, Her Majesty's ships, which is the Royal Navy, versus the Iron Blood, which is Germany, and the Sakura Empire, which is of course Japan. So Azure Lane has its work cut out for them because they're fighting a war on two fronts, which is they have to fight their former allies, the Crimson Axis,
Yeah.
and the Sirens. Because this is World War II.
You mean Axis powers?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why they call it Crimson Axis. So as of right now, if I recall correctly, the fleets, the fleet compositions would be Eagle Union. That's what the United States Navy is called in game. The Eagle Union, the Royal Navy, along with their allies, which is the Dragon Emperor, which is China. Because Azure Lane is a Chinese game, China must represent.
China number one. And that's where we get
Versus
the most.
and Iris Libre, which is the French side that sided with the Allies, against, of course, the Axis powers, which is Sardinia Empire, Italy, Iron Blood, Germany, Sakura Empire, Japan, and of course Vichia Dominion, which is a France dominated by Germany.
Yeah.
So
So
much
it's-
history, my head hurts.
Yeah, it is actually. So the game, we don't know actually the plot yet. They've given us trailers, but they haven't actually told us what the plot of the anime will be. Some say it might be based off the game. Some say it might be just a slice of life based off the comics that are out right now about Azure Lane, which is essentially ship girls doing ship girl things.
I see.
So, based on the PVs, it seems to be action based.
Also, there's gonna be fighting.
Yes, there's gonna be fighting, and it's actually quite funny to see Enterprise fighting alongside her giant ship self. So there's a ship girl Enterprise riding on top the Enterprise, the boat.
Wow.
Wow.
So it's Enterprise on Enterprise, firing from Enterprise.
Enterpriseception.
Your perception.
So those are the two that I'm looking forward to this season.
Well, we covered a lot.
That was a lot,
So
yes.
we covered heroes, we covered music, we covered singers, we covered furries, cooking, we covered sound, we covered
I like how Sao is a topic.
Sound is the topic.
South
And we covered gacha anime. So that's just a brief rundown of the fall anime we're
Lineup.
looking forward to, but I believe there's a whole lot more on my anime list right now. We haven't even touched upon the sports anime with both who has no Sora in their names.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
also
Anime
Grand Blue
is not
Fantasy if you guys are into gacha
And
anime.
a lot
Grand
of-
Blue Fantasy is
And
getting
a lot
another
of
anime.
sequel anime as well. So yeah, that's been a brief rundown. Brief. It's been a rundown of all the anime we're looking forward to this fall anime season. What about you guys? If you guys are looking forward to any anime, comment them down below.
Or to the side, I don't know what the layout is anymore.
Yeah.
I think it's still below.
It's still below. It's still
Yeah,
below.
it's still below.
So, ayan, as per
To the
usual,
side is your recommendation.
as usual with our podcast, how's the updates with all of our personal goals? We did it in the first podcast.
Yeah.
Update for me, chapter 3 na kami ng thesis. We're gonna start on the framework. I'm already crying at all the work I have to do.
Omedito.
Yay!
Play Evangelion, congratulations, scene here.
Omedito. Why are you barking?
How about you?
There was a dog there.
Yes.
Okay, anyway.
And a penguin. And a
For
penguin.
me though, I don't think there's much that's changed since last week, since I'm still reading the books I bought already. I haven't really bought any new textbooks for GLPT.
So you're still studying.
Yeah, although I think, I haven't really checked my email yet, but I think our test vouchers are already available for pickup, so there's that.
Test
It's
vouchers.
getting more real.
Cut nearing as well. Good luck, guys.
Good luck, cut takers.
Yeah. How
Good luck,
about
fellow
you?
students,
GLPT
good
takers.
luck.
Teacher
Good
Maroon.
luck. Oh, right, mine.
Say,
I haven't been able to do anything for the past 3 weeks. First week, I got a cold. I got a fever. The second week, because of the fever, I got a very bad throat problem, so it was full of phlegm for 1 whole week. And then the third week, now I have a sprain. So wonderful.
You're that one anime character.
You're that one anime character.
Well,
that
third
gets
time's
it.
the charm, I think.
I have got nothing.
How about you, KyuriTizu? Do you have any personal goals you're developing right now?
Well, I recently graduated my master's degree this year.
Congratulations.
Somebody graduated again.
We get it. You graduated. I get it.
So we got our master's. I already got my master's degree, so I'm probably gonna take a break from academics and gonna focus on my career at the moment. And I'm probably trying to look into expanding the company I'm working in. We're opening a new department, and I'm prospect to be in charge of that new department. So
Yay.
promotion, yay.
Boss.
But yun yeah, we're import based, so we import from the United States, and Duterte is not exactly friendly right now. So
Oh.
No.
Politics.
Good luck with that. So
that's why we're looking for suppliers in China.
Understandable.
We have to, yeah. If you want to keep in business, you have to adapt.
Yeah.
Even though we want to keep working with our partners in the US.
Improvise, adapt,
Improvise.
overcome.
We have to improvise.
Improvise, attack, overcome.
It's kind of sad.
Okay, good luck with that.
Good luck with that. So yeah, that's it. That's all for our podcast today, where we talk about the upcoming fall anime season. For next podcast, well, our recording is gonna be on October already. It's October next week. I was thinking midterm. We're gonna talk Halloween next time, guys. So look forward to it as usual. Do the YouTuber spiel because I forgot it.
But,
Hit that like button.
hit that like button.
Smash that subscribe. Comment down below.
Hit
All
the
that
bell.
good,
All
The notification bell, yeah.
all that good stuff. And congratulations to me for not cursing once in this entire video.
sorry.
That's an achievement already.
I'm so sorry.
I hope Mac is proud of me. Okay, that's it, guys. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.